cooking?
I don't know, man. This program is intended for a mature audience. If you're not 18 or older, stop listening and find more age-appropriate content. Where are the batteries? This show will cover serious topics in a satirical manner. If you're offended by any content herein, that is your own problem. You've been warned. Don't try this at home. Or anywhere else for that matter. Ah.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Oh, hell no.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, dearly beloved and sanctimoniously enslaved assholes, welcome back now that I've taken a long enough break to that late night run to that culinary exclusion that is Midnight Sushi. Fuck, it feels good saying that again. Jesus Christ. First, folks, I just want to get on and thank you for joining us here on Bad Habits Network, where we're brought to you in part by our fantastic friends at Resurrection Vapor at resurrectionvapor.com. Lines upon lines of the most utterly fantastic juices. And I am talking fucking fantastic. They've got a flavor profile that you could fucking, if you can taste shit, they have shit for you, all right? They've got everything from the Chronicles of Nah to a fucking banana rotating flavor that changes depending on the atomizer you use. They've got fucking, check that shit out, all right? They've got Hammer Down on the diesel line. They've got Fantology that has 88 miles an hour. That'll make you see some weird shit. And speaking of seeing shit, check out that green section with Hemponomics. Holy fuck. Yeah, folks, that's a CBD that's actually infused and doesn't wind up tasting like dirt and burning out your fucking throat and your coils. Ah! Yeah, Hasley actually knows how to make shit. And speaking of folks that know how to do shit, Resurrection Vapor is also in the stores of Ideal Vapor, two fantastic locations, one in Berlin, Wisconsin, fuck the police, and Portage, Wisconsin, fuck the FDA, and fuck cancer with a pine cone pulled in the wrong direction. Oh... Yeah, folks, check it out. James and Jackie Greer, they've got Free Pool Fridays where she will kick your ass. And
I'm so excited.
And yeah, folks, they've got juices and they've got hardware and software and yeah, they have folks that'll make your software hardware. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, folks, just check them out. Two fantastic locations. Their website, idealvaporllc.com. And yeah, they've got more on the way, folks. And they've got a green section of their own, too, coming. And of course, you know, that magnanimous wholesaler to the stars, Peregrinus Cloud Vapes, and Ken Andrews. Thousands of lines of juices that sold locally and internationally. Fucking
here, there, and everywhere, man. He's a man about town.
Sure.
Man about town. Hey, tell you what, man. He's a hookup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no shit, he's a hookup. He's our dealer. Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
If they make vaping any more illegal than it is, he's our dealer.
You want some watches?
Hey, man, you got any more of those pulse mods?
Come on, man. I'm fiending, man. I'm fiending.
I need them salts. I need them salts. I need that strawberry juice, man. I need it. Give me that fucking pomegranate, bitch.
So, yeah, folks, this is Midnight Sushi. Holy fuck, has it been a while. Yeah, sorry for the late, break and the thing where I didn't make a show for a long time.
Well, you know what? Sometimes, the diner has
We all have lives.
Yeah, the diner's got to be closed for fucking reconstructions. Whatever, man. Ding. It's open now.
Yep.
Sushi lives matter, man.
Speaking of, no shit, Sushi matters. Whew, they almost closed down my favorite place here in town. But speaking of fucking people that don't matter, we've got two fantastic people joining me today. First, the great, grand, and glorious, the Queen, Empress, and all-around favorite doctor to the CEOs in the universe, Davia.
What's up?
And the man who's going to dress up Colin in a fucking schoolgirl outfit and make him sing, "Oh, I Wish I Was a Little Fishy Fish," the bearded brother himself, Chuck.
Hey!
Okay, no doing John Cena, Chuck. We can see you. Okay.
I mean, okay.
Hubble's pointed in the wrong direction, and it can see you. Okay.
I'm the guy that plays hide and seek and hides behind like a 2-inch pole.
That's a peekadon't.
Yeah, dude, you're supposed to hide yourself, not your dick. Okay. Well,
Hey man, a Tic Tac could hide that sumbitch.
you know, I was trying to give you a little credit. You know, give you something to work off of. You know, a 2-inch wide pole. You have a lot of girth to work with there. All right.
Look, man, I'm just gonna say 2 inches is fucking hell at 99 miles an
Yeah, no shit. Anyone who doesn't believe that a couple of inches is in a living hell at 100 miles an hour, you can talk to the Milwaukee Brewer that just took one to the fucking head the other day.
Oh.
Oh, no shit. Guarantee that guy's seeing color or seeing flavors today. So, yeah, folks, this is Midnight Sushi, kind of the home for beer badassery and... Oh, shit, I kind of should introduce myself. This is Geek Daddy Michael, the Saint Bacon himself, patron saint of beer, badass, and BDSM.
For sure.
It's...
All hail.
Yeah,
All hail.
yeah, no, don't fucking worship me, folks. It doesn't end well. I don't do well with compliments. In point of fact, if you start complimenting me, I'm going to wonder what the fuck you're aiming at, and then when you don't give me a straight answer, I'm going to get it out of you, because interrogation's a thing. In point of fact, it's one of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things.
You're so beautiful.
Chuck?
You're so beautiful when you threaten.
I just love everything. I just like it when you move that spatula around.
Motherfucker, a spatula in my hands is almost a lethal weapon.
Oh, yes. Daddy, tell me more.
Seriously, have you ever seen someone fuck up a pork chop? I've done it.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey, you guys decided to add different context to it. I'm just saying it straight. You know, anyone can fuck up a dish.
I know, I get it, man.
Hey, what do Kermit's hands smell like?
Pork.
Hey.
So, yeah, it's been a rough one, folks. You know, I'm doing a Midnight Sushi today, and I am going to try to get back on with it. Point of fact, I am going to get back on with it because I've missed that fucking intro. It's a badass intro. I need to thank my brother for making it for me. It's cute. So, yeah. Let's see. What's been going on in the world of weird and esoteric things? That's like, oh, wait, yeah, next month I get to kidnap someone for their birthday. Literally.
Folks, that's exciting. He'll do it for you.
Yeah, it's not particularly difficult. I have plenty of experience at it. In point of fact, I kind of have a kinky resume that I have saved on my Google Docs. It's actually useful. It's like, oh, where did you learn how to do this from? Here's the spreadsheet. When you've been at it for a decade, you kind of need to keep track of that shit. A lot of people don't, and it's like weird. And Davia just checked out for whatever reason.
Davia.
And now Davia's back.
I'm back.
Let's do it. I want to do like a Taken reenactment. Okay, that's what we're doing.
That's easy.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Like to the key. So we got to go to a different country. You know, Davia gets kidnapped. Like. By you, and I'm on the phone saying I got skills and stuff, and you be like, good luck, and then I try to...
Good luck.
I got a passport, yo. I can disappear. I've done it before.
You have to be kidnapped. That's how it works.
That's fine. I know lots of people that would happily do that.
Mm-hmm.
Based on my old occupation.
Which one are we talking about? The military occupation, the have worked in hospitals with batshit crazy people occupation, the you're on Bad Habits Network occupation.
The dominatrix occupation.
Oh, yeah, that one. I forgot that one.
The one where she makes me cry like a little girl.
Do you say that like it's different than any other time you cry? So, yeah, on CEO-centric, folks, on the show you were probably not listening to earlier, although if you weren't listening to it earlier and you're now listening to me, you need to fucking catch that shit on a replay, because that was a damn good episode. Where we're fucking talking about team building, teamwork, and honestly, yeah, that's kind of where kidnapping sort of needs to listen. It's that it is definitely a team effort. As much as it's not a epic pain in the ass to do it on your lonesome, it's an epic pain in the ass, to be wholly honest. That's why you have a proper team in place. That's why you set shit up. I mean, obviously, that's even part of negotiation, is that you set shit up well ahead of time. You know, it's just like I said earlier, proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Got it.
Where'd Davey go?
Take notes. Take notes, people. This man is preaching the knowledge.
Dude, this is just common sense shit, which is weird that not people know this shit to me. And I've actually been in those situations where it's like, this is common sense shit. How the fuck do you not know this? You're older than me. You've been at this longer than I have. How the fuck do you not know this?
People stuck in their ways.
Well, not even stuck in their ways. It's like, all right, let's say I'm at a play party and I see someone using a pair of floggers. It's like, oh, cool. Someone's doing a thing that I know how to do. And I'm going to watch because I like watching. And then I see them start to strike the back of someone's head. And I'm like, ugh. I had hope.
No, bad touch.
It's like, I had hope. I looked at you like you might be a friend. And now I see that you're a dumbass. Because now you're hitting her in the back of the head consistently. And that's showing that you're doing it on purpose.
Areas. We need like a diagram. Show me a diagram.
Okay. I actually have one on FET.
See? We got resources for everything, people.
Yep. Let's say you're looking at someone's back, which is usually the normal position for when you're beating the hell out of someone. Thighs are good. Usually the upper shoulder area is all right. You want to avoid the spine and the lower back areas just because those areas offer very, very little protection to both the spine and the internal organs that are there. And
fatty tissue.
Yep. Obviously, the butt's a fantastic one. And boobs are utterly fantastic if you're looking at the front, too. Thighs are actually really, really great in an area that a lot of people kind of sort of miss, which to me is kind of funny because it's like, you have real estate, folks. Use it. You know, and it's also a matter of how you're doing it. You know, it's like if you are one who wants to work the entire back and they don't have any lower back issues, you can lightly strike those areas that you shouldn't. For the exception being, 1, I will not go on the neck, and 2, I will not hit someone's head. Fuck that. I am not in the mood to cause someone a fucking concussion. I like partners that have that don't have medical bills that I've caused.
Yeah, do not cause trauma.
Pretty fucking much. And yeah, it's not hard. Really isn't. It's just a matter of catching up with that shit and getting it on and doing everything and making it work. And why is Colin not in his schoolgirl outfit already? Singing.
Damn it, Colin! It is very hard right now. That's all I'm saying. I'm not giving any other context, just saying it's getting very hard.
Snapchat again?
Yes!
You see, folks, this is why I do interrogation. It doesn't take much. It's like for the kidnapping that's going to be happening next month, I was specifically tagged because there are folks who are infinitely better at it than I am, who have way more knowledge at it than I am. I am not by any means a fucking expert, but I do know what the fuck I'm doing, and I am very good at it because I've talked to the people who are a hell of a lot better at it than me, and I've learned from them, and I've learned from personal experience, so much so that I actually keep notebooks on this shit that are written in Elvish because no one else can read that shit. And it's also very handy to write in small books. And it's Very, very handy to keep notes. Especially when you're in the middle of interrogating things. That way you don't wind up repeating shit. Hey, Davey is back.
There we go. What the hell? The internet is going down here. Must be because of the storms.
Down, down, down. Internet's going down. Mm-hmm.
Living in a van down by the river.
As Chuck quotes Chris Farley. That's a thing.
No, actually, I do live in a van down by the river. That was a Life and Times of Chuck.
You should do things about that.
Yes.
Let me tell you, it's a great experience if the van's rocking. Don't come at night. And most of the time, I'm by myself.
In my experience, I usually just tell people, look, if you're going to fucking spy on me, check it on me, eavesdrop on me, go for it. I'm not paying for therapy.
Right. Your fault.
Hey.
That's what I've always told the NSA whenever they're listening. It's like, do whatever the fuck you want. I ain't paying for therapy.
True. Preach.
It's a relatively simple thing, you know? Forewarning.
I mean, at least you're open and upfront about it. That's what's the awesome part about it. So nothing is shocking, really. And so, like, people, you know, like, they can know what to expect. Like, don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Mm-hmm.
So what's new in your community?
New in the community.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know, because one of the other reasons that I haven't really done a midnight sushi in a couple months is because I haven't done jack shit in the community in a couple months. Because I haven't had fucking time.
Oh.
Right.
It's like I haven't even been able to go out and see my mentor in a couple months just because I've been that fucking busy at work. You know?
Right.
Summer's a thing.
Well, I got a question. Okay. So, somebody met that they were talking about being polyamorous.
Mm-hmm.
And so because that basics of it, but his point of frustration had to do with, I guess, the girlfriend lying about another boyfriend or a relationship. And I'm like, well, wait, wouldn't that be contrary to being polyamorous? Or is there boundaries on that?
A phrase that I've actually used a couple times is polyamory solves problems. And the reason I believe in that is because kind of one of the basis principles of polyamory is negotiation and rules.
Right.
And that's kind of one of the big reasons why I do it. Now, that being said, generally speaking, I don't really feel like I'm polyamorous anymore. Do I necessarily care if my partner is, if they have multiple partners? It's like, no, have fun. Live your own life. I don't fucking care. Because at the end of the day, we're still us. We're still together, etc.
Right.
That being said, would polyamory work for them if one partner is kind of cheating on the other? No.
Okay. Yeah.
Just on the simple basis that it's the basic principle of any relationship is trust.
Right.
Like one of the basic rules, obviously, that I had in my marriage, because we were polyamorous, and I followed our rules to the fucking letter and the spirit. She ignored all of them and kept adding rules. One of the reasons why we are no longer together. It's that if you have a new partner, use protection. And if you decide to move on from aforementioned using protection, before you play with that person, I need an up-to-date STI panel.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything else, and just between her and I, we already had established the rule that you don't even play with the person at all, protection or not, unless there's an STI panel. And her and I, we have the fucking MyChart apps on our phone, so I can just pull it up in a click, like, boop, here you go.
Right. And so, I just didn't know how to answer that. Like, I guess for somebody that's poly, that would be my question. Like, he was upset and depressed and frustrated because she, didn't tell the truth apparently. And I'm like, well, then that would just be out of bounds, I would think, in general.
It's about trust and safety.
Yep.
Right.
And especially when it comes to polyamory, it's trust, it's safety, it's a matter of being absolutely sure without a doubt of certain things. Now, the human condition is that we are essentially bred to failure, which is fine. Shit goes sideways. And you need to be able to leave an open end on all negotiations to where you can come back to communicate what the fuck went sideways. Once again, another one of her failings was that we had, well, it actually is one of my failings too, is that if I sense there's a problem, I'm going to fucking solve it.
Right.
Communication is key.
For sure.
It's like, right, to give you an example, she was having a particularly bad day. She was overly frustrated, and me and our son could easily see that. So it's like, honey, what's going on? Nothing. I'm fine.
Oh, worst words ever said.
It's like, dear, I fully well know that those are lies. What's going on? You're kind of acting angry and upset. I understand that I may not be able to fix wine, that you may just need to vent, or just may need to be left alone to deal with it on your own. I understand that, but I would like to know what the fuck is happening so that I can clear the breakable shit out of the way.
Yeah. Make a space.
Pretty much. So she threw an orange at my head and knocked me out for about an hour.
Oh, that's a conversation starter.
An ender right there. Whoops.
And that's why we created the relationship safe word, orange. For whatever it is that it's like, okay, we will talk about it. I need fucking space. It's that.
I said the word of the day. Safe word.
Yeah. Folks, safe words are a thing. They mean whatever the fuck you decide to assign the safe words to mean, but generally speaking, they mean, all stop, time for whatever comes next. Could be aftercare, could be a couple of dozen other things. It's easy.
What I've learned with safe words, it needs to be a word that you obviously will not use during that. And my favorite safe words are the ones that are funny, so it automatically stops. Like snow blower. Or kitty paws, just something outrageous.
Something that's out of the ordinary. It's like people say stop, 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 no, 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 all the fucking time, even if they don't necessarily mean it. That's why safe words are a thing, where it's like, okay, they will be saying these things, but they're reactionary. And they know in the back of their head, it's like, okay, I can use this safe word and shit stops. It's like generally, I actually use sage, saffron, and cinnamon, just because if you actually look at those aforementioned herbs, they're green, yellow, and red. And they're a pain in the ass to say with a ball gag in your mouth, because that's how I roll. But usually speaking, I use green, yellow, red for general purposes. Green meaning when I check in on you, everything's good to go, you can keep going, yay, everybody's happy. Yellow, you need to tell me something. You need a break, or you need untied so you can go pee, or I need to change toys, or whatever. It just means shit needs to change, or I need to tell you something. Small break. Red, I'll stop. Game over, time for aftercare, or whatever the fuck else was negotiated afterwards. Even if it's just a hug and they fuck off with someone else and I'm left cleaning up again, well, if that's what's negotiated, then there you go. To me, that's what safe words are for. And, her and I created the relationship safe word, which means I'll stop, I need a break, back the fuck off. We will talk about it, we will communicate about it. Because that was kind of one of her failings, was no communication.
That's actually a really cool idea. I just didn't think about it like a relationship safe word, saying, we need to stop talking about this at this point in time and move forward. I mean, that I think could be really important and great for a relationship.
Right. And that was kind of the overall point. It's that she is generally a very introverted person. I am an extrovert. If I think there's a problem, I'm going to do everything I can to go solve the fucking problem. But she needs to be left alone so she can handle her shit on her own. So it's like, okay, need a break. It's like, cool, see you in 20. It's like, I need more than 20 minutes. How long?
Exactly. That's a really great idea. I can't believe I didn't think about that in the first place, man. This is what you do. You listen in and you learn new.
Yeah, safe words can mean whatever the fuck you assign them to mean. It's part of negotiation. It's what they're there for. It's why I harp on negotiation. That's why there are two separate... I've mentioned it on this show and other shows before, especially, me being me and interjecting my strange and lascivious behavior elsewhere, is that there are two schools of thought when it comes to BDSM. There is safe, sane, and consensual, which is kind of the Disney version of what we do. And then there's what's called RAC, risk-aware or risk-assumed consensual kink. What we do, the reason I don't believe in safe, sane, and consensual is because, one, what we inherently do is unsafe. Or what we do is inherently unsafe. I mean, I'm beating the living hell out of someone. I could be drawing blood. I could be, I'm using a knife on them. I'm cutting them out of clothes. I'm kidnapping them, throwing a black bag over their head, throwing them to the ground, tying them up, and carrying them off with me. Does that sound particularly safe?
No.
Can I do it in a safer manner? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I've learned how to do the thing. Sane. People ask me to do these things to them. Think about that
Permission.
For 3 seconds, because that's 2 seconds longer than what you need, folks. I could walk into any club, throw a dead cat, and hit 10 people that should not be in that fucking club because they are that level of batshit crazy. Now, do I hold that against them? No. Do I still play with them? Sometimes. Depends on the person. Depends on the negotiation. Depends how I feel about them. It kind of depends how I feel about myself, because I'm picky like that.
So point. Consent. Consent is important.
Yes, that is the one area that safe, sane, and consensual and RAC can agree to. It's consent is key. If I don't feel that you're in a good enough mental state to be able to give me an absolute faithful consent, I'm not going to play with you. If I cannot trust you, I'm not going to play with you. Because I will not give consent. I will not give my consent to beat the living hell out of you or to do whatever it is that we're negotiating. Fuck that. I've had situations that turned sideways on me because someone had consented to do a thing. Absolutely, they were well aware of the risks. We did the thing, and then it turned sideways. Not necessarily that it turned sideways because I did something wrong, but because it wound up doing something they didn't expect, even though I told them this is what will happen.
And ladies and gentlemen, understand that in any point you can revoke their consent at any point of it. That's why they're safe words.
Yep, you can revoke consent anytime you want. Doesn't matter if it's beforehand, during, or after, or any given part. It doesn't matter if you already said yes. It doesn't matter if you already agreed to consenting non-consent, which is fun. At any point, you can walk away. That is your right as a human being.
Exactly.
You owe me absolutely nothing, just as I owe you nothing. Even if it's something we agreed to, shit can still stop.
It is your body. You need to understand that first and foremost. It is your body, and just because you give me permission at the beginning or at any point in time doesn't mean I have complete control. You will always have control about what is happening to you.
Pretty fucking much.
And if you do not, like we said, safety, if you have been with a person or in general just anybody, mentor, dom, or anything that is not following your consent or you're not giving them consent anymore and they keep doing so, please get out of that toxicity.
No shit. If you have any person in your life that argues against you using your own autonomy, get the fuck out of there. Walk out. I don't care how much you paid. I don't care how long you agreed to stay there. I don't fucking care if they're your only ride home. Fuck. call us. We will fucking work something out.
Hell, I'll pay for an Uber, yo. Let's go.
Because this is your life, and you do not get a rebate if you fuck up.
There is no reset button. This is not a video game.
Yep. There are no juice boxes. Welcome to hell.
Ew.
And it's really that simple. Consent, consent, consent. Be as educated as you can be. Find the right people. And in point of fact, something my mentor taught me, don't just get one person's point of view. Find as many people as you can to teach you as many things as you want to learn. It's like I have my primary mentor, the Lord. I also have a gentleman, Diva, who taught me electro play and actually quite a bit about showmanship and negotiation. I have folks who've taught me rope, just about damn near everything I learn, even though it's kind of starting to get to a point where I'm learning shit on my own, which is really fun because I come up with some weird shit. And yeah, I'm not afraid of failure, folks. That's why you do shit.
New knots. The Michael knot. You will not get out.
Yeah. It's more a matter of head fuckery and availability. It's like, I'm kind of, yeah, it's fun.
And if you do not know something, please feel free to ask. Don't just say, "Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna try it." Yeah, we have a fuck it, kind of attitude, but you need to understand, especially before you do it on somebody, that you can hurt them. Knife play, rope play, you can physically harm them. So you want to know as much knowledge as you can before trying.
Yep. Get experience. Get soft experience. Practice on yourself. It's like one of the primary tenets that I follow is I will not do anything to anyone else that I am not willing to have done to myself. Now, granted, I'm a switch. I can I'm not a power exchange switch. I'm still very much a dominant personality, but I'm a top or bottom switch. I mean, it sort of depends on what I'm willing to bottom for, just because there are certain things I'm not willing to do because, trauma's a thing. Yay. Thank you, Grandpa.
Yes.
But I will not do anything to anyone else I'm not willing to have done to myself in the worst case scenario. I've been hit with some paddles and floggers that are way too big to ever truly be safe, swung by people that are unholy strength. I've been hit by a street sign paddle, folks. In point of fact, it was actually a actual stop sign. I'm not asking where he got a stop sign. It just is one. And it's on a paddle. Specifically a boat oar.
I've got a paddle.
So do I. I love my paddle. But that being
said... It's got lots of holes in it.
Pretty. So... it's kind of the basis of that. It's, I don't do shit to other people I'm not willing to have done to myself because I refuse to use a toy that I don't know as much as I can learn about it. And that's another thing in my kit. Absolutely nothing in my kit is a unitasker. In point of fact, that would annoy the hell out of me, is to have a unitasker in my kit. Just because, for one, I use a guitar case, an actual fucking hard leather guitar case, to haul my shit around in. Because tackle boxes are annoying, and steam trunks are heavy as fuck. So I have a guitar case. I love my guitar case. That being said, the shape is awkward, and it only has a very limited amount of space. So I pick and choose.
Guitar-shaped dildo.
No. Actually, specifically those toys I keep away from my guitar case. I have those in a separate case. Same with my fire kit, I keep in a completely separate case as well.
Okay, I thought about trying fire at one point, then I thought, I have a lot of hair.
Well, if you try fire play, you won't.
Good idea.
Especially kind of depends on where they're doing fire play and exactly what you're doing. I mean... There's fire play is a great, grand, and gigantic fucking thing. And point of fact, folks, if you want to learn fire play, we have a show here on Bad Habits Network that was formerly ran by my mentor called The Lord's Asylum, as well as Lord, Sir, and Daddy Radio on our Patreon. Yeah, folks, for $1 a day or for $1 a month, you get some really weird shit from the people who taught me how to do some weird shit. Where he discusses even, and it's more not even a full discussion so much as just barely covering just the surface of what fire play is. And it's not a failing of him, it's just that it's a giant fucking thing, just like everything else is. It's like impact play. Fists, floggers, paddles, canes, everything. It's a giant fucking thing. It's a giant umbrella term. Yeah, there's always the tiny minutia that kind of get in on that. So, yeah. It's like, all right, let's say fire play. Like, have you looked at it at all, Chuck?
Sorry, distracted again. Fire play. I've looked into some. Yes, Snapchat for the win. I've looked at some, but not really very much. I've heard more about it than anything. I mean, I would love to learn because fire is such an amazing element. I mean, to me, it can create warmth and destroy. It's just an amazing element in general, if that makes sense.
All right, so yeah, that's all right. Well, have you seen fire play being done?
No, and I've tried to look online, and I don't get a lot of. I usually get the fire guys who shoot flames and shit. I don't know exactly what to look up. I know that's really vague.
Well, once again, that's partially because fire play is a gigantic umbrella term. It's like there's fire cupping, there's fireballs, there's fire massages, there's honestly a shit ton that could go into it. Like one of the things that I do more often than not is I essentially do like 3 or 4 different things. I shoot fucking fireballs, just like a couple inches above the body, just because you get that whoosh of warmth and flame. I do fire massages where I wear a couple of Nomex gloves and light my hands on fire and just kind of like massage you, like dee 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 dee. Obviously I'm not doing
that actually sounds nice, honestly.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Well,
I'm going to create cool. Fire waxing.
Yes, wax play does technically fit into the realm of fire play. It's actually pretty fun and kind of something I did, and something I did during a photo shoot that I was a part of, my first ever photo shoot for anything ever, where I tied a lovely lady up in a lot of really awesome positions and put candles on her. And that was the only light source in the entire damn room.
I'll give you consent to wax my back with fire.
For that, you want hair removal?
Hair removal!
I'm pretty sure something could be worked out. I'd have to check the actual logistics of it, but something could be done. And let's see, I do the moose trick, which is really awesome, using Rain Moose. And yeah, this, folks, is not a sponsorship. I think it was White Rain. I'd have to actually check the kit because I can't remember names because I suck at names. But anyways, you put a 1-inch foam section down and just create a path on someone's back using mousse. Light it on fire. Just whoosh. And because of the nature of everything else that's involved in the substance, the alcohol, the aerosolized nature, and everything else, it feels like hundreds of fiery hamsters running on your back.
What? That actually seems pretty awesome.
It is. It's actually really epic, and I really wish I had time to have it done to me too, because it is cool. And I have a furry back as well. So, and then there's fire cupping, which is, mind you, this is barely touching the basics on this, folks. If you want more experience on it, feel free to message us at badhabitsnetwork.com or badhabitsnetwork@gmail.com. Oh, good ear itch, by the way. Fire cupping, where it's just like the name implies. You have a thick enough walled glass cup. You heat up the air inside and you stick it to someone. And because of vacuum pressure, it sucks into you. It's actually a form of therapy in a lot of other countries. In point of fact, Asia is one of the larger proponents of fire cupping. and you do the thing. And it's cool. And very, very fucking heavy for that kit because I have 40 fucking of those little cups.
Now, I've wondered if, like, health beneficial. You know, I've thought about fire cupping that way. But, I mean, I've heard bad things and I've heard great things. So
It depends on who you're doing, who you're talking to, what they do specifically. It's like there are folks out there who hold the fire way too close to the glass and it heats up, and then they stick it to someone and they wind up getting burnt because it is fire.
Ooh, yeah, no bueno.
You know, I've known people who like do the fire cupping and stick it over someone who has a slightly open wound, and because of vacuum pressure, it actually starts to suck the blood out.
Ooh.
Or the vacuum.
That actually, I could see doing that with like a wound that needs to be like.
Yeah, actually,
pressed,
that's
removing pus.
Yeah, that's what one of the original treatments was to draw out infection. That being said, it's also a form of blood play too, and it's actually kind of cool. Because after it dries, you wind up getting like these little frisbee discs of blood that you just kind of fling at people. Consensually, of course, but, you know, it's a thing.
Central.
So, yeah, that's a thing. It is a thing.
Fire play, guys. Look it up. If you have any questions, ask my boy here. He probably knows a lot more than I do, obviously.
That doesn't take much.
Hey!
So
I know some things.
Oh, be strong, little newbie. You will learn. We have such sights to show you. To quote
I want to know the
badly.
ways. I want to know the ways of the dark side.
Don't worry, we have cookies.
Ooh, chocolate chip.
Oatmeal raisin, eat a dick.
No! Okay, I'm just going to mention that. It is, I hate the fact, okay, I love oatmeal raisin cookies. That's not a big deal. It's just the fact that somebody tells me, oh, I got some chocolate chips, and I eat it, and it's oatmeal raisin. I hate that fucking oatmeal raisin cookie because I was looking forward to that chocolate chip.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's like walking into a store or a gas station. You buy yourself what you assume was a Coca-Cola, but you accidentally grab the red label fucking Pepsi next to it, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
This is bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah, I get that. No worries. So, all right, folks, we're kind of getting to that point, and I actually do need to take off and get ready for work. I would like to thank you for joining me on the newest, and hopefully with many more to come, episode of Midnight Sushi. Love to thank the bearded brother himself, the great, the grand, the glorious, the gordo, the fucking brother Chuck.
Hello. Thanks for having me on, brother.
Of course, thank you for joining me. So, folks, if you like what you hear, if you don't like what you hear, well, fuck you very much, and thanks for the download. Click the fucking heart icon on your way out. Find us all over social media. Peace out.
Deuces.